It's just gross.
Oh,
17.
Granny gave you a kissy, gave you a +6.
It was right on the ear too.
I see all.
I'm only good at scaring people into doing things. Do you want that?
I'm gonna
I
go
don't
scope
think
ass.
that'll be necessary.
Do we have to check R5 for scomp-link transmitted diseases?
I can't tell if it's a light or dark. It's
He
just
doesn't seem
empty.
to be inclined either direction.
He is inclined towards drugs.
It's best to not have your character know what's going on, I find.
He doesn't know what's happening anyways. No matter what.
I knew there was a secret agenda.
I always knew it! I am a god!
How about I give you 30 credits to never suggest that again?
Hello everyone, and welcome to DN Digital's Starships and Scoundrels campaign. My name is Dave, and I'll be your game master. We're using the Star Wars 5e system to tell the story of a crew of a smuggling freighter known as the Mayday, set about a year after the fall of the Jedi Order. Each session is going to be going live on Wednesdays around 3 p.m. Pacific time, so make sure to subscribe, click that bell, do all those YouTube things, and tune back in next week for more action. With all that out of the way, let's get into it. Last time on Starships and Scoundrels, the crew of the Mayday made preparations for their fast-approaching journey to Kamino. Red, Halo, and Granny haggled for a submarine. An assassin droid known as Sleeper was awoken aboard the Mayday and was offered credits to pilot the ship while the rest of the crew descended below the watery surface of Kamino. Red simultaneously recruited X2 to be installed into the Mayday as a backup pilot. The competition for the position led to a standoff with Sleeper, who promptly left the crew. With repairs and modifications completed on the ship, the crew of the Mayday left Cascadian and launched into hyperspace. Yeah, we're basically picking up right as you guys have synced up with Huntail and launched off into hyperspace as you're currently making your way towards Kamino. Journey there is going to take like 5-ish days as the blue streaks of hyperspace just swirl around you. What do you guys want to do?
Hello, R5. Seeing as you are the most trusted crew member, I was wondering if you could do your best to replace my taps, or it taps its lens. I have this night vision. Can't you imagine a droid going around without night vision? It seems like that would be a problem. Could you do me a favor and replace it? I would do it, but I have no hands. And just like little panels spring out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've got a mechanics kit if you need help with that.
Very much so. I need much help with that. I mean, it saw you put X2 into the ship very easily, so it would like you to be the one operating on its brain or on its head, I guess. I'm assuming you have to open up the full can on top.
Probably that part as well. Like, would proficiency with a mechanics kit be enough to justify digging around in there? Or?
I mean, mechanics kit is definitely a type of tool you could use for fiddling around with droids. There might be some other tools that'll be a little more ideally designed, but you could definitely make do with what you have.
All right. So would that be a intelligence check, or would there be anything else?
Yeah. So right now, what exact are you trying to do? The installation right now, or what are you trying to do?
Trying to fix up the new droid and seeing if I can get the other component installed.
Okay. I don't think he's damaged at all functionally. So yeah, there's basically just a cause it's a premium level rarity, right, Sam?
I don't think I wrote down any rarities.
Okay, here I can pull that up in a sec.
Let me see.
Yeah, it's premium. So the DC for that is going to be 14. with your mechanics kit. So intelligence based with proficiency.
I assume we've had a short rest.
You could have taken a short rest by now.
Okay, so thankfully that is a 16 total.
Yeah, you're able to go in. H4, your vision just disappears completely for a little bit, and as R5 installs this new little ocular sensor into your body built for some more night vision, your vision returns, and everything is significantly brighter than you're used to it being.
Okay.
If you had a brain that would get headaches, then you would probably be getting a headache at this point.
Seek the lure. Turn down the lights.
You'll have to ask the captain for that. Now, do you have anything else you need, or can I get back to getting this other thing installed?
You can return to whatever you're doing. I simply needed your help. It did not need to be immediate, but I appreciate that. Now, which way is the captain?
Look for the Wookiee. You can't miss him.
Very well. I was looking for you, my best friend. Best friend.
Oh, well, you found me, best friend. What can I do you for?
Nothing. It was just when Isla's not around and Granny's not around, I need to find you. I have programming monitor parameters. Also,
that mean?
I got a brand new eye.
Did it work? Does it look better? Do you see better?
Everything is much brighter.
Oh, he's gonna look for a switch in Umbrin's room.
Wait, DM, I can't tell you what things happen when you pull the switch.
He's gonna look for a light switch in Umbrin's room.
Wait, you're just looking for a light switch in the room?
Yep.
There's gotta be a button somewhere.
There's a light. I mean, yeah, there's like a little panel. There's a control panel that is like the activation button for the lights.
All right, I am going to. Is there a dimmer setting?
No, it's just
Okay,
your guys' ship isn't that nice.
Can I say that he has a black light once you turn off the regular light? It's just a black light.
Sure.
Harry's gonna turn off the lights.
Okay, the black light comes on. Oh my god, it's even brighter. It just everything's glowing.
Ah, he turns it on again. How's that?
It was? That's better.
Okay.
Or worse? I'm not sure.
Well, which one is it?
I know what he was doing in here, but I did not think he was a strange man.
Hold
I called
on.
my father.
He's gonna turn off the light again and look around.
I mean, you turn off the light. It's a bedroom.
So there's no funky business. Good. Okay, he turns it back on.
I've lost track of what stage the light is on or off at this point.
It is.
but-
Pretty sure it's regular light
Yeah.
at this point.
Okay, regular light is on. Gotcha.
Yes.
So what's unless you got anything else you actually want to do in here, what's anybody else doing right now?
Please take it away.
Granny has something to do.
Okay, what's Granny want to do during your travels?
Having one of her more lucid moments, Granny is going to cast Force Concealment, which hides her Force aura from any Force-based effects trying to see what her Force power is.
You do so.
Sweet. And then she's going to take that short rest that was mentioned.
Gotcha. I mean, okay, so we're not going to go through this literally minute by minute. You guys have 5 days. What do you want to do?
Would anybody like to help me out getting the secondary transponder code installed into the ship?
I mean, H4 would certainly try and help. It's
Okay,
not exactly
I don't know,
good
did you
at
actually
it.
purchase it?
It was purchased on Cascadia, but just hasn't been installed into the ship.
I'd like to find Harry at some point. He's gonna start out just looking for Alo, and you're gonna call it Ilo. Ilo.
Hello.
Jonathan.
What did you
You
say?
get no,
All right.
you
All
get no
right.
response.
Might as well have this conversation now, since Alo seems to have popped off wherever.
Maybe he's in his room. Did you check his room?
I did not check his room.
Oh.
So, he made you captain
Yes.
of my ship.
Yes.
And Brun wanted you to be...
Captain. He said he thought I was the best fit.
Alright, we're gonna have to up some ground rules here, some, provisos, quid pro quos, just so that we make sure we're on the same page, because obviously his management style and yours are a little different.
Uh-huh.
And I just want to make sure that this ship doesn't, get torn apart in the middle of a job. Or just,
well, how's that gonna happen? I don't pilot the ship. I just give orders.
Well, yeah, but you give orders, and if people have to follow those orders, and those orders don't make any sense and there's nobody calling you on them, like, you see, the problem here is a feedback loop that just doesn't exist.
Uh-huh. I mean, what's the feedback?
I mean, so far I got none, but if we have a problem, I'll let you know, I suppose.
Okay, I mean, can I ask you why we're going to the, what's it called?
Kamino.
Kamino. Yes. I almost called it Kamino.
How much do you know about Kamino?
Surrounded by water. Amphibious creatures live there. That's about it. I don't understand why we're going there, but we are going there.
There's some historically sensitive artifacts that our client would like to retrieve. And I have a vested interest in helping this client.
Wait, who's the client?
We rendezvoused with her just outside of Cascadia.
Oh, I don't remember that far. If you don't remind, me of it.
If she hadn't told you, then that means that she is, very protective of her privacy.
I mean, the only employer I remember is May Boone. Are we talking about May Boone?
No, we're not talking about Mayday. Mayday's far away from here.
Enjoying the great life with Umbrin Boone. The most glorious and handsome man that I've ever met.
He's enjoying a life with Umbrin Boone.
Maybe it's a good one.
Maybe it's a good one. We don't know. Maybe we'll find out someday. Probably not.
Probably not, but what is this relic then? How about that? Do you know what relic we're looking for? Do you know where to look for?
And for the first time this whole conversation, Dredd looks you in the eyes. I really don't know. I have no idea what it looks like. I have no idea what it is. I have no idea what it does. But I know it's important to the client.
And they said it's in Kamino.
They said it's in Kamino.
Okay. Do they know it's a giant planet if they don't give us where to look for?
I mean, we're following them. Like, we're behind their ship, not the other way around.
Oh.
We coordinated with their... That was the whole thing where we put, the robot brain in the ship, and the robot brain in the ship communicated with their ship, and their ship sent us information in return. See, this is the sort of thing you should keep track of as captain, I'm just saying.
I mean, I thought it was just a really nice lady that was waving hello to us. So I just waved back.
That's, very friendly of you. Very friendly. Good work on the public relations, I suppose.
Now I get it. She's our employee. Oh my god. Okay, I'm here. I'm ready. We're here. We're doing it. We are following her to Kamino to go retrieve that relic for her. We're gonna get a lot of money from this. I am here with you. Yes, Captain is here and present. Thank you. You're really good at this. Thank you. I should call you second captain. Is that a thing?
Please don't.
You don't want to be second captain?
I don't want to be any captain. That's the whole reason I hired a captain in the first place.
Oh. You know what? I need a second captain, so maybe I should make Granny second captain. Where's Granny? I gotta go. Bye. I was gonna walk and look for Granny.
Okay, we'll get to that in a sec. But back to the ship modification. You will be able to make the modification on the ship. It basically requires. It's going to take like a good chunk of the trip where 4 of you are doing nothing but making the modifications. In particular, it would be 3.5 of your 5 days.
And is everybody down with that in order for us to get a secondary transponder code, which, in case we need to hide our identities?
Also, I want to put it out there because you're not in a proper dock where you have better access for making these kinds of modifications. The check is at disadvantage to go and make the change.
Well,
yeah, I don't love those odds.
You
You
need
gotta keep the
4
ship
people?
in proper flying condition and not mess up with the hyperdrive.
yeah.
You would need 4 people working on it, and the DC is 19.
Holy.
That seems a little steep.
Oh,
Well,
5, I
that's
know you
the
spent a lot
rate
of
of
credits on
modules,
this,
so.
but I feel like we just gotta wait.
Yeah, I mean, rather have it
you don't
installed
see
sooner
somebody.
rather than later, but with that, probably if it's safer to just do it when we're on the ground, then I'm fine with that.
Yeah, you don't see anyone, changing the plates on their hovercraft when they're barreling through Coruscant.
Yeah, or mid hyperdrive. That's
Exactly.
R5, give me an intelligence check.
That's a 13 total.
Okay. You remember looking over the hyperspace course that had been plotted out before the ship actually launched off. You do know of a place that would be easy enough to kind of pull out of hyperspace along the way that wouldn't be a huge detour off of your path, where you could get some a place you're familiar with that you could get some modifications done. You'd still have to be docked at that place for the amount of time to do it, but it wouldn't be it wouldn't be backtracking.
What check is this? What kind of check is it?
That was for which part? For the modification or for
Yeah,
the
no, for the modification, just to see if I would be able to assist or help or something.
The modification is going to be a DC 19 mechanics kit check at disadvantage.
So basically we could pull over and try to get this thing installed, or we just keep going to Kamino.
I don't know why we need it at Kamino. I don't see why we can't just, install it once we're done on Kamino.
How badly do we need this? Is my question to you, little roller.
Are you allowed to say? You know what? Never mind. But it's not incredibly important, but could be useful. And if we're worried about people following us, then it becomes a lot more useful.
Yeah, I got no fear. The only ships out there that's gonna pay attention to us. It's not gonna matter what our transponder is. If it looks like our ship, they're gonna be like, that's their ship.
Is pretty distinctive.
Aye.
Well, like I said, how important is this? How long is the modification, I guess?
It would take a couple of days off, and if we've got to get to Kamino right away, then probably not that important. But if we have time, then it's definitely something to better have in the back pocket than not.
I guess ask the client.
Yes, are we not meeting this woman, sir?
While you are both in hyperspace, you can communicate. It's just communicating from hyperspace to real space, and in reverse doesn't.
We are following her, as I've been told. Alright, let's ask her if we can, if we need to be there right away.
Let's let the pilot do the talking. He's gonna be the one who knows
Ah, yes. X5.
what to ask for.
It's 5.
X5. Yeah. Dredd will just hit the call button and punch in the correct
Okay.
transmitter coordinates.
Yeah, you're just doing it around everybody. Okay, cool. You've been secretive up until now, so I had to make sure.
Yeah.
You hear the sound of it patching through.
Mayday to client, Mayday to client. Come in, client.
Yes, Mayday, I read you.
Our pilot has a request to make. I figured I'd let him pitch it.
All right. What would your request be?
He'll just look at R5.
We have a secondary transponder code that we could have installed, but it's gonna mean we get there a little bit later.
I mean, to my knowledge, it is not. How much time do you think it will take?
For 2 days. Depends on how urgently you need us there. Really.
I think we have time for a brief stopover along the way.
Better we let you know about any stopovers in advance, so.
I mean, yes, if you do not inform me of any stopovers, then I would rather not come out of hyperspace by myself around Kamino.
And that's what we're trying to avoid as well, so.
Send the coordinates that you would like to drop out, and I will make some new calculations over here.
Alright. Well, appreciate that, and hit up. I'm sure we'll. What are we doing?
Who's
Terribly
Dread?
awkward since to hear this communication. I'm going to sign off, and you just send me those coordinates.
Okay, yep, I'll get right on that.
Yep. Thank you.
Who is
Sign
Dread?
off.
Who is Dread?
Yeah.
That's Dread.
You know who Dread is? No, your name is Drocox on you.
But that's just
I'm
entirely
gonna chalk that one
incorrect.
up to being a numbering thing.
I'm W Dread. That's
No,
what
you're
I'm known as. Pretty much
totally
everywhere. To everyone.
Not according to my files, but I will add an addendum.
I mean, I still call him Dron, so it's okay.
So, anyways, also, yeah, wait. What exactly are we doing on this job again?
Looking for artifacts.
Thought everybody knew.
What?
Okay, captain's
What?
meeting. Let's do this.
Oh, right here? Okay.
I mean, where else do you want to have a meeting?
The meeting room?
There's a meeting room in here? Umber didn't tell me anything.
I mean, any room
It's
could be
not
a
a
meeting room.
room. There's the central room where we've got the hollow chest table and everything. But
Okay, to the middle. Let's go there.
Okay.
Wherever you like. I see all.
hey X2, you mind sending those
Voice just
calculations
booms
over?
around all around.
We are going to
You
regret
mind
this.
sending
at
those
some point.
calculations over to the other ship, please, X2?
I mean, it sure sounded like R5 was going to do it. So I'm just going to kick back and relax because he's primary pilot as far as I was aware.
Well, I can, I at least know how to do that.
There are two
so.
captains and two pilots.
He just walks out of the room, shaking his head, just, he's got no control over anything that happens here at all. Alright.
He's gonna look over to Hunk and say, no, one captain, one co-captain, which is gonna be Granny. I'm promoting her.
His head droops down.
Aww.
R5, you're able to scomp link in over by the pilot's chair, and you're able to send over the coordinates
Sweet.
for asteroid 10B, and you get a confirmation of receipt. And you can program in pretty quickly just when to drop out of hyperspace and like make a slight secondary jump to change the coordinate, like the directions of it.
Nice.
But yeah, you all, surprising amount of you with your heads hung low, reunite around the chess table.
If I may,
All right, everybody. Oh, go ahead.
I think H4 would just go to Amran's room during this meeting.
Okay. You abstain
Yes.
from being part of said meeting. It's best to not have your character know what's going on, I find.
He doesn't know what's happening anyways. No matter what.
That's very true.
There you go. Alright, so the rest of you presumably then go and meet up around the hollow chess table.
Well, Captain, you called this meeting. What do you want to have you say?
All right. Just so you guys are aware, the client that is in front of us, who we are following to Kamino, would like us to find a relic. Do you know how much we're gonna get paid?
5 credits.
A lot.
Drod, you didn't.
Wait.
It's only 5
Hang on.
credits.
And he just turns around and looks behind him. Stop doing that.
Drod, this is only worth 5 credits.
No, it's more than 5 credits.
What relic
It's a
are we-
historical artifact from before the Clone Wars that went down with the rest of the city.
Yes.
So we're getting into something heavy, aren't we?
Has a vested interest in this particular island, and we are going to see her there safely and back safely, and we're going to assist in the transportation of the artifact as need be.
Does she already have it? Or is she...
No.
Now she wants to go get it from the city, which is why we got the submarine, and we're gonna go down there, we're gonna go get it. She knows what it looks like and what it is. She'll take us to where it is. We'll help her get it out of there, and then we're gone.
Do you know how we're getting back out into space with just a submarine?
Well, okay, so
Well, we'd have to get back to the ship.
it's not just a submarine. I'm calling it a submarine because it can go underwater, but it can fly through space too. Pretty sure? DM, God. What are we
Pretty sure.
It's like a very long version of like the
watercraft.
Yeah, it's like a very long version of the Bongos
Okay.
from episode 1.
I misinterpreted some things last week.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure our ship is just our ship is meant to atmosphere down to the surface of the sea and then drop us off. So
basically.
Come down, but you will be able to come down to a low altitude release of the submarine, and you will also then be able to hover like the Mayday basically low enough to reconnect with the submarine as well.
What God said.
What's a god?
You all don't hear that voice. That big booming voice in there.
Do you mean my voice?
I always knew it! I am a god!
That's why you're my pilot.
X5.
X5, my pilot.
Not his designation.
R5X2. Okay?
I combined both of them, okay?
Asteroid 10B. There's a lot of numbers and letters being thrown around here, okay?
They're a celebrity couple.
They're a celebrity couple. They're both my pilots. I just didn't want to take one out from the other. So it's X5.
Well, R5, I'm game if you are.
He does plug into your port a lot.
I mean, I never thought about it like that, but I guess that is technically his port.
You let them watch when that happens? I thought that was a private moment just between the two of us. How could you, R5? I'm breaking up with you. How dare you? We are no longer X5. I am X2, standalone, independent droid.
Oh, snap.
I'm gonna pretend that this is happening too quick for me to process, so yeah, I guess that's it.
Alright, X2. I guess you are...
That's right. Pretend away. Just like you always did. Just like you always did, you faker.
So much drama.
Did you fake Scomplink
Yeah, I
ports with
think you
him?
two are gonna have to work that out while we're on the base.
Did you fake getting data completion while you were Scomplinked with him?
So many incomplete data transfers. So many incomplete data transfers.
But you were so convincing.
I should probably.
The 01s.
Would you
the
like me to check you
01s.
for viruses? You know, they're highly transmissible. So, I mean, you always want to get checked.
I didn't think that was gonna be an issue.
Well, now you know. Well, that's what we're doing in Kamino. R5.
Do we have to check R5 for Scomplink transmitted diseases?
I mean, you scomp-link
Among
with one
other
droid, you're
things.
scomp-linking with every droid they scomp-linked with, so...
I mean, he was scomp-linking
Yeah.
Babla's base, he was scomp-linking everywhere on Cascadi. That's a questionable move. Definitely did in the crater multiple times. I think he scomp-linked in on Narshada too. I mean, at this point, you'd have a very
I
long
didn't
list
think it
of
was
people
gonna
that
take
you
on
need to
this
get
kind
into
of-
contact with.
I did not think it was gonna take on this kind of context.
It had to. What else could it have become?
Hi, Bobley. I know you're dead, but I just, I needed to call you and let you know.
I was diagnosed positive for having a virus. It's very treatable.
Want to get your Scoundrels checked?
They told me that it was my social responsibility to inform you of this.
So, how much do you know about droid pox?
Okay,
All right, so how secure is this? Wherever we're going is R5.
Well, I'm presuming it's an underwater ruin, so...
No. Before that.
Oh, well... It's more of an unspoken agreement, but it's about as safe as any port.
What?
What?
Like spaceport.
What unspoken agreement?
Like, don't start any shenanigans while you're there, and no shenanigans will be happening to you.
What if shenanigan happened to start with me? I'm not gonna let that happen.
Look, I'm sure everything will be fine.
Well, I guess, take us there. X2?
Thank goodness we have X2 to pilot the ship.
I was under the impression that I was only going to have to pilot when R5 was off.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Was that a thing that you programmed to?
That's the agreement.
Oh,
I
God.
programmed nothing.
So when you... Okay. R5, take us there.
Alright, I will.
So a couple days passes uneventfully on the ship, and you come out of hyperspace. Your client, employer, not quite sure what the other ship you were following drops out of hyperspace, like just kind of in front of you. You do get a brief communication coming in, just saying, "All right, I'm going to just stay out here for the time being, at least. Got some stuff to check on in the ship before I dock, but I will be in shortly, I suppose." And so she'll kind of signal for you guys to go on off and land.
I'm gonna take one last look at that ship again, see if I can ring the old bell.
No, I think with what you're thinking of, that is a different classification of ship.
Okay.
This one is very Y-wing-ish in its design.
Yeah, I guess what I was more trying to figure out was like where it comes from. Like, if I notice any kind of markings that would indicate, like, previous owners or some kind of production mark or something.
Gotcha. Yeah, go ahead and give me one last. I guess it's perception. You're trying to kind of take a look at it
with guidance.
Guidance. Oh man. How can they be clammy and moist at the same time? It's just gross.
Oh,
17.
Granny gave you a kissy, gave you a +6.
It was right on the ear too.
All right, 17. You look at the ship. You do see a few markings. It seems like it is some kind of decommissioned military dogfighter style ship. You don't see a whole lot, but you figure it was never in use by the Republic or the Empire.
Okay.
Yeah, at least this particular model. You've heard of some similar models that were previously used in the late days of the Republic, but this particular one was it has kind of a weird two-seater design that never was a big selling point for the Republic's military.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Has he got? Yes.
Briefly, in my own headcanon, H4 is mildly programmed to search and destroy any of Umbran's stash of adult magazines that he has in his room. So while they were doing, not that I even need to succeed or fail, just for my own headcanon, that's what it's trying to do during the meeting.
I knew there was a secret agenda.
That's
That's trying to delete Umbran's homework folder.
I knew he wasn't just going to his room. There was collusion.
Umbran's not a HoloNet kind of guy. He's a physical copy kind of guy. Sometimes the HoloNet's spotty in hyperspace,
Investigation check, please.
Granny's not guiding you on this one.
I would not have done it if Granny was there. 21.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it's an astounding quantity that he was able to hide behind. And nearly every single wall panel of the room has a dirty magazine hidden behind it, and you find every last one of them and are able to just torch them. Everybody else starts to notice. Everybody else notices an odd smell beginning to emanate out of what was once Oberyn's room.
I'd like to investigate.
Yeah, I presume that H4 probably closed the door behind himself.
I believe that he did not. He has no hands.
All right, you walk up, you see H4 over in the corner, just like kind of has like one of his panels like dangling off the side. A little bit of exposed wiring is just like making contact with the spring every now and then, sparking, and there's just these piles of papers that are just beginning to catch fire on the ground in front.
What the bloody hell are you doing?
My head canister swivels towards draw cocks on you, and and then it just rolls back, and you hear this emitting like 56K modem sound. I just miss Umbrin so much.
Right. Is there a fire suppression device somewhere around nearby?
Yeah, there's a little
canister. God.
There's a little canister nearby that you can grab.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and quickly put out the fire in a pressurized vehicle in space.
Yeah, you do so. You were able to see that, like, most of it had kind of burned up right just below the collarbone on all these images of
Twi'leks.
Mostly women of
it's all Twi'leks.
It's all.
There's a reason he programmed H4 into a Twi'lek voice.
And just when I thought that you were turning out to be one of the smaller members of the crew. All right. And he just starts walking off.
Well, if he walks off, I'm going to continue to destroy things. I don't necessarily feel like I need to spark it, but he would.
He'll stop at the door and say, "Just jettison it. Nobody's going to find it in space."
That is a smarter plan than I hate.
You can go take it over to the chute. Yeah, you just kind of, somehow, without your hands, I guess, just kind of like use your panels to start.
I feel like I'm
papers
like
over. Eventually, you're able to
panel
get them
bulldozing.
Yeah, it's a stack tall enough that you can kind of bulldoze, and you're able to get them over to the chute and get them all vacuumed out into space.
It's one of my primary tasks accomplished.
Personal quest.
Well, you didn't manage to destroy them before somebody found them, but it's okay because that somebody does not care.
It didn't say before somebody found it. It just said destroy it.
Oh, good.
Objectives were completed. All right, so at this point, R5, you are pulling the ship around this asteroid, and as you begin to approach this one specific side of it, the rocks actually begin to shift out, and a door to a fairly small-looking hangar opens up as you approach. So you float on in. Is, like I said, fairly sizable asteroid, much smaller than like this guy. It's like basically big enough to have a single garage inside of it. Large, like airplane hangar-sized garage, but still, let's call it a hangar. It is a little generous for the state that it's in. But yeah, you float in. You see there are specifically 2 other ships landed inside of this hangar bay, but there's room for a few other ships to land, so you can find space. As you descend down, one of them is just clearly a single-seater craft. The other one looks kind of yacht-like in its design, where it's clearly meant to have like multiple people, but it's not meant for any kind of like serious, spacing. It's more of a pleasure craft than anything. And as you land, you can see there are 2 people talking to each other a little bit further away, but they're a little too far to make out any details. And you do see that there is also a Mon Calamari person running, wearing like a engineer's jumpsuit, kind of running out towards your ship and walking up towards where the ramp going out would be.
Right, R5, you gonna meet with this guy, I presume?
Yep. I mean, if anybody wants to help get this thing involved, it might make the work go a little faster, but should be enough for the time being.
I'm only good at scaring people into doing things. Do you want that?
I'm gonna go
I don't
scope
think
out
that'll be necessary.
I'm gonna go scope out how secure this port actually is, and he's gonna go head towards the other two individuals in the spaceport.
Okay, cool.
That we can see.
So, the ramp you lower the ramp down and begin to walk out. And the Mon Calamari who's walked up to you says, Oh, sir, hi. There he goes. As you just continue walking on past him, just completely blowing him off. And then he turns to look back, and we'll get over to where you go in a sec, but he turns back to looking back up the ramp. Is there a captain or anybody who can register this ship for landing?
I've got the transponder codes on me. If you need others, you can talk to the captain.
Okay, state your business. What can we do for you here?
It's I've got secondary transponder codes and looking to get them installed. We'll be on our way, you know.
We will need to actually connect you with the proper person to get all that sorted out. Go ahead and put your ship properly in the deactivated setting. We'll go ahead and close up the hangar bay doors for now. And I believe we detected another ship departing hyperspace with you. Will they be joining?
Huh? Oh, not as far as I'm aware.
Curious. All right.
Captain's gonna step out. Yes, they will. In a little bit.
Understood. You notice he kind of like punches a couple things into his data pad.
The woman that said hi to us when we jumped into hyperspace. Our employer? Does this not ring any bells?
Could I do an inside check on the guy that we're talking to?
What are you trying to determine from him?
Is he here to help us out, or is he looking for information?
Sure. Give me an insight check.
So I rolled a 2, so I'm just gonna continue going on like nothing happened.
Yeah, he seems like basically seems like a mechanic who's run up and is trying to ask the person, why did you pull up to our garage? What services can we do for you? Seems all like pretty normal questions to be asking people who roll up to a mechanic shop. All seems normal to you about it.
Yeah.
Just like, all right, so if you like, we do have a waiting area over there. The guy is currently seeing another customer, but he'll be able to get to you shortly.
Works right now.
Do you guys have like a diner or anything?
We have donuts.
That's close enough. Where can I find those?
Over in the window.
Donuts in the Star Wars universe. Official canon. Bonjour.
What?
He said hello.
Sure.
Is that what that means?
All right, I have other matters to attend to. I have some work to be done. The guy will be with you shortly. And he turns around and trots off to go do something else.
I'm gonna look at R5 and say, do you need me here to tell with the guy, or you can pretty much tell him that we want this discreet kind of thing?
I mean, if he needs a captain, that can't hurt to stick around, but usually a lot more chill about this.
Okay, I'm gonna go get some donuts, he said.
Yeah, they're over by the waiting area.
Yep, I'll be over there if you need me.
I haven't had them myself, can't guarantee that they taste any good, but...
Yep, he's walked right off.
Okay.
Yep, there he walks off. Are Granny and R5 staying on the ship for now?
For the time being.
And H4.
Oh, H4? Wait, what?
All right, cool.
H4
Yeah.
would follow
What's H4 doing?
Harry Johnson in your bottom.
Following Harry. You roll off after him, but we'll jump over to Dread.
Where's Granny?
Granny's hanging out on the ship.
Saying
All
it.
right.
Jonathan!
So, Dread, you approach. You see that the two people that you see standing there seem to be getting into maybe a slight amount of a heated debate. The one standing furthest from the ship kind of just has this robe on, and all of the exposed, what would have been flesh, is just kind of wrapped up in these various kind of like linen wraps and other things, kind of covering everything. Going up, or it even kind of goes up around their head, and they have these little, they don't quite look like Tusken Raider, like those little like nozzles that they have sticking out. Like he's got like a full like mouth like vocalizer and things. And it's like a little visor poking out from underneath, but it's just completely wrapped up. Seems to be kind of, at a glance, just sort of standing his ground. And then it's the other person with him is a fairly small, not quite human, got kind of like these slightly weird, like gnawed up ears a little bit. Forehead is kind of scrunched and has like just this giant burn mark going down one side of his face. And you see he's just kind of like frantically scratching at one of his arms. As you finally get close enough, it's like, look, man, I gotta go and get my ship fixed, okay? Because I mean, you don't have stuff. I just gotta get out of here, okay? Come on, I just need my ship fixed. I got the money. And the guy with the vocalizer, just, you hear him say, like,
look, I'm going to get it done, but you will need to stay long enough to work it off. We don't have the credits. We don't have the credits that we can throw you and your ship out into space if you like.
And they just kind of are going in this circular argument as you approach.
I'm gonna wait just at the edge where I can hear the conversation and see how this plays out for a bit.
After a certain point, the weird twitchy guy starts like offering to do sexual favors to go and try to get off of the station faster. And the one that's wrapped up, clearly does not seem interested. He's just like, you can even see him doing a very visible like scan, looking up and down this the longer you look at this like guy scratching his arm, the more he's dirty, he's just really gross. You kind of realize that his ship is like barely holding together. Eventually, it kind of settles with like the one guy that's wrapped up saying,
Look, Arthur, why don't you go sit on your ship? Giving you my offer of what you can do to pay it off. Other people to attend. If you agree, come find me in a little while when things are cooled off.
He's like, nah, man, it's all just okay. And the one guy who's wrapped up will kind of turn and finally actually look at you.
Like, oh, greetings. Welcome to Asteroid 10B. What can I do for you?
Wait, how much is this guy's ship? How much is the work on his ship gonna cost?
Maybe a couple hundred credits.
At least to get it flying.
Tell you what, if you put our transponder on his ship, I'll give you 12.
See him just turn his head to look at the guy who's now just kind of like sitting down on the ground, just kind of like knees curled up, like tucking him in tight. You can swear that you hear him just whispering, "It's all hips and nips, baby. It's all hips and nips, just over and over again. And he's like,
deal.
You can get him up and running, get him moving with our transponder, I'd be much appreciative.
If you don't mind, I'll do that first thing. I don't really want him at my station any longer than I have to deal with him.
Totally agree. I'll talk him down a bit. Now, you don't have to deal with him again if you don't want to.
Why are you so hopeful? What are you hoping to get out of this?
I've heard a good first impression is the best way to a good and healthy business relationship.
Alright, well, either way, I take payment up front, so pass it over and then I can get my men to work.
Absolutely, and they'll hand him 12,000 credits.
He'll go and he'll take it, and he'll sit there and he'll count it.
Be done in a couple days. I'll make sure that removing the transponder is the easy part. It's putting in the new one that takes the time. So we'll have him off the station in less than a day. It'll just be us and whoever else comes along.
Sorry, 12,000 credits or 1,200 credits?
1,000.
Damn.
He asked for 8. I raised him up to 12 to do a solo favor.
Yeah, I was just shocked by the amount. I didn't know people could have that many credits. Never played a character like that.
I'm gonna go over to this weirdo now.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to focus on you as you approach.
Excuse me.
And he skitters and like runs off and hides behind like some various like kind of barrels. And he's like kind of just poking his head out. What do you want?
I want to help you, get your ship fixed up and out of here.
What do you want in return?
I want you to fly as far away from Kamino as possible, broadcasting your coordinates to anyone who will pay attention.
Kamino? What the hell's Kamino? What the hell's Kamino? Who's Kamino?
You just, circle Coruscant a couple times and, stay away from the outer rim.
And what do I get out of it?
Get your ship fixed.
Oh, yeah, that's fair trade.
I think so. I think it's a very fair trade.
Starts kind of like eyeing like down towards your crotch. It's like, I'm not doing that. I know what you're thinking.
Dude, what? Oh, no, I do not want you to do that.
I'm gonna start talking credits, though. Now we're talking.
How about I give you 30 credits to never suggest that again to me?
I'm gonna one-up you there. You got any spice? Sitting on some spice?
Just pauses for a moment and then just turns around and starts walking away.
Yeah, you'll be back. And he kind of turns around and he just like picks up like a couple of wrenches and just starts like banging on like the various crates and stuff around him.
He's gonna stop and turn around. I forgot to introduce myself, that's right. Always good to know who your benefactor is. And he'll walk up and he'll hold out his robotic hand. My name is Vasta Ferenz.
Alright, pleasure to meet you. And he kind of like, you see him like look at his hand real quick, and then he goes to rub it on his pants, and somehow it comes up bigger than before. And you notice that he's missing like half of like multiple fingers and extends it out to shake.
What do they call you, Ma?
Yeah, they call me Crickety.
Eccentric friend. Cricky. All right.
Crickety. Yeah.
Crickety.
I mean, it's not my name. That's what they call me.
What's your name?
I don't know anymore. They just called me Crickety for so long.
Then I guess Crickety's your name now.
Pretty sure you don't
I
have
could
the
give
spice.
you a new name. I could give you a new name.
Just rather get the spice. I'd really just rather get the spice.
I'll see what I can do. No promises.
Kind of eyes you weirdly, and then just goes back to banging on like the crates and stuff again.
He'll turn around, start walking away, go back towards. He'll try to find his crew.
Yeah, you definitely see Harry kind of sitting around over in some chairs, like eating just this kind of like fluffy like fried pastry looking thing. You haven't seen anybody else get off the Mayday yet, so.
All right, so I'll go over to Harry. What in the hell is that?
Avocado donuts. They're delicious.
I've seen you eat a person, and I think I'm more disturbed now.
Okay.
It is delicious. Harry's at least aware of that. So yeah, because R5, if you're waiting around for the proprietor of this establishment to come by, as far as he's aware, the transaction has been done, so he's not going to be coming by the ship to ask what needs to be done.
I'm just waiting there with his hand extended.
You do see a couple of
no.
After a little bit, a couple one the same Mon Calamari, and then another one is accompanying him. One of them has this kind of like bluish skin. The other one is more in that kind of red end. And the bluish one is like, yeah. So, over here to remove the transponder and install a new one.
Yeah, that's about right. I've got the transponder right here.
All right, please. All right, we'll take. Okay, take that, and go ahead and pass that over, and then move out of the way. There, we've got work to do. And they'll kind of shuffle past you up the ramp, and they'll kind of go to the area where the transponder is actually installed, and the two of them will kind of start just like as they start like taking bolts off, moving things around, and then they're gonna be at it for about half a day or so for now, working on what they're working on. Dredd and Harry, you see two other ones go run over to the single-person fighter. They're starting to do just basic repairs to it.
If you guys need help, I'll be over by the waiting area.
Oh yeah. R5, you owe me 1,000 credits for this whole process that you wanted to do.
All right.
You're not even gonna fight me on this.
I mean, well.
I thought you'd at least try to negotiate me down to half.
Just getting here was enough, so. Hey, you want your credits or no?
Sure, I'd love them.
There you go.
You actually give me 8,000 credits right now?
Wait, 8,000 or 1?
I said 8. I said 8,000
Okay,
credits.
okay, no.
Big 8,000, yeah.
Okay, no. That no.
R5 extends
hang
out
on a
1,000. R5 extends out 1,000 credits and puts them in Dredd's hand.
Alright, where's the other 7?
I thought there was 1. Wait. 8,000?
Yeah, it costs 8,000 credits to replace the transponder, it turns out.
Okay, no, it costs. I can do 4,000.
Nice. Feeling
Maybe
generous.
some later, who knows? But I can pay you
Give me
4,000.
4,500 right now, and I'll walk away.
4,000.
Make it worth my while. Make it worth my while. Tell me why I should walk away with a measly 4,000.
4,2,500.
They're negotiating with each other. Nobody haggled with the vendor. They're just haggling amongst themselves.
Okay. 4,500, and I get paid a salary if you can manage to get that past Harry.
Yes, absolutely. 4,500 and you get paid a salary. Deal? And he holds out his hand.
What's the salary?
You didn't specify that.
No.
If you don't make the demands, it's up to me. So...
I'll give you a credit
You'll
as
move.
salary.
Okay, I was gonna say 1,000 a week, and that's like chump change, but...
You don't even need 1,000.
A week?
Alright, tell you what.
I'll tell you what.
4,000, and you're cleaning up after Big Boy for a month.
I'll pay you 45,000 up front.
What?
45?
Thank you.
Wow.
4,500, I know what he meant.
4,500.
It's like he doesn't have 45,000.
Nope.
4,500.
Yes.
Okay.
I thought you were just gonna pay him
So
over time.
4,500 credits to my account. Thank you.
Well,
And
You know,
I'm
if you
headed
got
off
that-
to find Granny.
You know, if you got that 1,000 credits back from Sleeper, you'd be 1,000 credits richer.
you know
Okay,
what?
so-
I don't care.
Yeah, you're able to find Granny. So at this point, Dredd, you last you saw Granny was on the Mayday. So you head back on. You're able, I presume, unless if Jackie, she's hiding, he's able to find you easy enough.
No, Granny's just hiding out in whatever the communal living space is.
Yeah, you see her just hanging out down near the hollow chessboard, just kind of kicking back.
Granny, hey Granny, where are you?
Oh,
She's
I'm never
sneaking
too
up
far
on me.
away.
Even
Even if you can't see me.
Granny, I
Yes?
got a favor to ask you.
I'm listening.
There's this guy, I can take you to him, and I need him to believe he's somebody he's not. And it seems like you're fairly capable of convincing people of things. So, do you think that's in your wheelhouse?
Of course. Anything to help you, whatever your name is.
Yeah, let's stick with those terms. That's a good definition for our relationship. And so he'll just start. I'll take you to him now if you don't mind.
Oh, of course. And Granny just hugs your arm because she's blind, sort of.
Was English strong? And he's gonna guide her out towards Crickety.
All right. It doesn't take you long to get over to Crickety with Granny.
And as they're in transit, he's alright, so this man, I need you to make him believe that his name is Draw Dicks on You.
So his name is Draw Dicks on You?
Yeah, and he's just sort of forgotten that. And so I need you to help him remember.
Oh, well, why do you need me then? You could just tell him.
Well, he's really convinced it's something else, and, the success you've had with Jonathan, I figured you could, use some of that to help this man out.
Oh, okay.
And so he'll guide her the rest of the way, and he'll say, hey, Crickety.
Yeah, I gotta get higher and higher. What?
You know what? No, I'm not gonna ask. I got somebody who would like to talk to you. She's got a great way with words. She might be able to help you remember your name. See what I'm talking about?
I like him. He seems nice.
Yeah, I don't trust
help
you,
him
but...
remember his name.
Oh yeah, what does his force aura look like? Since I can see that.
It's rare to see somebody exuding this small an amount of force energy. Most beings have something that would indicate that they're living. If you didn't know any better, you'd just be like, what? This used to be a living thing, but clearly he's moving, so he's alive. He does have some small amount of little, you kind of sense some force waves passing around, but it's like a weird void in the force, almost.
I can't tell if it's light or dark. It's
he
just
doesn't seem
empty.
to be inclined either direction.
Okay.
He is inclined towards drugs.
Oh dear, he's really not okay, is he?
He's not. He's in a real bad way.
You know, I'm
Can't
standing
even
right
remember
here.
who he is.
Can't just talk about a man like that.
Oh, don't worry, Draw Dicks on You. Granny's here to help.
Who the hell's driving dicks on you?
That's you! And she's gonna wave her hand as she casts Coerce Mind on him.
Okay. How long does Coerce Mind actually last?
It lasts 8 hours, but it requires concentration.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you can concentrate on this for 8 hours. Yeah, I'll go ahead and have him make a wisdom save.
DC 16.
No. No, he fails.
Do you remember your name now?
I'm gonna record this.
Yeah, you're recording it.
Yeah, I guess I am driving dicks on you. That's right. How did I forget that?
Huh. It's always
like
nice to
to-
help someone with memory problems. Is there anyone else nearby I could help?
That's a good question, actually.
Where are we, by the way?
We're on an asteroid. It's
Oh!
quite a beautiful sight to behold. Honestly, the stars, and he'll just start walking her back towards Harry, Johnson, and Yuba.
Yep,
Oh,
he
I
sure do.
remember when I could see stars. Not anymore, though.
Yeah, how'd that happen?
How'd what happen?
You said that you couldn't see stars anymore. How'd that happen, if you don't mind talking about it?
Well, who are you? Did you tell me your name? I don't remember.
I told you my name. I don't know what your name is.
Oh, right. I don't remember what your name is. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Granny. and he'll look at Harry with a, like, take her from me kind of expression.
Yeah, as that's happening, your employer client comes flying in and lands. One of the two Mon Calamari that were on your ship, one of them comes running off, like clearly holding like the transponder unit that's being removed from the Mayday and running it over to the other ship. And the other one goes and turns and takes a quick dash over to the Y-Wing-ish thing. All right, so how long are we going to be here in particular?
It seemed like they were going to be working for, what, half a day?
He had said it was going to take 3.5 days total. It was like half a day basically to get the transponder off of your ship and onto Crickety's.
Oh, okay.
And then like 3 days or so of work to actually do the upgrade. But if you guys were to work with them, you could speed it up.
It seems like about 3.5 days might be able to help them out get that sped up, but you know, it might be worth checking around, making sure that nobody's giving away our location in the meantime.
Seems reasonably cautious. Alright, so I guess I just have to wait here for a few days then.
I'm sorry. I promise this will be worth it.
We've waited this long, we can wait a little longer. Alright, well, I'm going to wander around and look to see what I can find as well. Otherwise, I'll probably spend most of my time waiting on my ship. I'd offer my help with the modifications, but I don't really want to.
Blame me.
Well, good luck. And she'll turn and kind of just start walking away, fairly casually, heading off towards like the back of the hangar. So yeah.
I don't need to RP this, but I want to try to slip a data pad with the recording of Crickety saying that he's draw dicks on you onto his ship.
Onto his ship, okay. Yeah, let's just do sleight of hand check for that.
Alright, cool. 11.
It's unlikely, but no. It's a 5 on the die, so nope. Yeah, nobody notices you do it. You slip it on. And yeah, so how do you guys want to spend this time? Do you want to all work on the modification to the ship? You can get it down to like a day and a half if everybody works on it and you guys make a check. Otherwise, it's just going to be 3.5 days, basically.
Granny will supervise.
Guidance! Who are you, guidance?
I mean, yeah. It's valid.
I'm definitely going to help out and try to mitigate this as much as possible.
And yeah, R5 would like to help as much as he's allowed.
Yeah, they're going to let you help on your own ship.
If you guys need me, I can be there, but let me take these 5 boxes of donuts real quick to the ship.
Yeah, you go walking over with 5 boxes of donuts, clean them out.
Yep.
All right. So we've got 4, I guess, basically working on it.
They will try and help if they can. They're not particularly good at this sort of thing, but they will try and help.
Technically, it is coming out of like an astromech line of like design, so you're capable of making modifications and stuff to a ship. So, all right, cool. So that brings you guys up to 5 extra people working on it. So it'll take just a little over a day and a half if the check succeeds. Otherwise, because we're trying to speed up the process, if you fail. Just warning you now, you can do that. But
fine with that possibility.
And basically, yeah, one of you makes a mechanics check. Just a regular old one, no disadvantage this time because the ship is properly docked. It's a DC of 19 to speed this up.
With guidance.
Guidance. If you succeed, it's done faster. If you fail, the part is not installed, but it still costs you
it's a
half
technology
the money.
check, right?
No.
Mechanics kit.
Mechanics kit.
Mechanics
you don't
kit.
have proficiency in mechanics kit. Is that?
Then you cannot help with the mechanics kit check
Oh.
because it's not
Well, then I
shared
can't help.
proficiency.
Shoot. I have a tinker's kit, but not a mechanic's kit. Okay.
Yeah, I've got a mechanics kit. I can give it a shot, and guidance, anything would be appreciated. So.
Alright, so
You've
you
got
got
Do I really
Yeah,
not
guidance.
have a mechanics kit? Engineer, how do I not have proficiency in this?
maybe you had options
You know
to
what's really
choose.
crazy? Picking the mechanic deployment doesn't give you proficiency with the mechanics kit. You can be
Yeah,
the
no,
mechanic and not know how to use the mechanics kit.
Curious, but
It's quite an interesting designation.
and also I believe we do have fate points to use.
I say go for it.
Yeah, something like this. You'd rather have as much going for you as you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a potent aptitude as well.
Looks
Or
like
I
he
said it
didn't
before
need
he
19
rolled.
on the dice.
But you can still add the, what is it, 2d6s?
Yes.
Just for
yeah.
fun.
You could put it.
Sounds good. And that's an extra 7, so 36? Yeah.
That's so good.
Yep, you do it. Takes you guys about a day and a half or so of actively working. Crickety went off on his ship with the wrong transponder code and also a recording of him saying I am Drodix on you. That the first day. Then the rest of the time passes and your ship is all upgraded with this new transponder and ready to go. All right. Anything else before you take off and get back on the road? All right then.
Give the guy about
Don't
100
stall
credits
it.
just for a good job.
Give him what for a good job?
Not you
The
two.
guy. Just tipping him extra 100 credits.
You do realize it's not even 10%.
You go up to him and you like put it into put the credits in his hand. His face is pretty inscrutable, just because of the weird wrappings and all the little attachments and everything. You see him just kind of like look down at his hand and look back at you. Look down at his hand, look back at you. And then he turns and walks away.
You only gave it to the one person instead of.
It travels through space. Come back anytime.
Thank you very much. You were most professional, and we will be sure to cautiously recommend you to discretionary clientele.
I'm usually not.
Don't
the person-
bother anybody who actually I want to have know about this place knows.
I'm usually not the one who gives out the credits. Did I give him enough?
Then mum's
Nope.
word.
20% customer.
He speaks binary. Oh no.
All right. Then in that case, fresh donuts in hand. They made a fresh batch for Harry to also steal, I presume.
Oh my god. They made a French batch of donuts. Oh,
Yeah, they're not getting them shipped in. They make them on the asteroid.
Do you think they have a donut
it's
import
so
trade
scratchy
on
more now.
asteroid B12?
oh. You know the
And
whole
the-
waiting room just smells like baking donuts.
Oh, yeah.
God.
It is the best smelling
Oh, so
mechanics
good.
garage you've ever been to. All right. Then in that case, you guys are all able to get back on your ships, take off, and jump back into hyperspace. No checks are needed since you can take your time. The checks are only when it's under pressured circumstances. So, you got 2 more days worth of travel. What all do you guys have anything you want to do, or are we gonna go ahead and just get right to the
would,
part where you drop out of hyperspace?
Seeing how much Harry likes the donuts, he would try and pilfer 2 of them. And he's going to try and shove them underneath Ayla. One underneath Ayla's door and one underneath Granny's door. Woo!
Okay, go ahead and I guess do a sleight of hand check.
What is it?
Yeah, no, Harry, you see this
Oh.
little droid go up and try to take some of your donuts.
Hun,
You saw
Why didn't you
me?
just ask? Yeah. It's a spring that's trying to grab my donuts.
I am very some.
There is like one sandwich between like one of the coils.
in the middle of the night one night, I'm gonna call everybody to the main room for an emergency meeting, and I'm gonna time how long it takes for each of them to get there.
Okay.
H4 does not arrive.
How long it takes each of you.
It probably takes Harry, probably like 10 minutes.
Rod's just tapping his foot, shaking his head as you walk in.
R5 was already in sleep mode in the main room, so he's there.
Yeah.
In sleep mode.
Granny's gonna get there as fast as she can with her arthritis-ridden joints.
Still takes
like,
Granny less
an
than
hour
huge
later.
ship.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fair.
Basically, you step out of your room and you're in the common area.
Yeah, that's fair. Drod just looks at Harry. He's like, "You're the bleeding captain. It takes you 10 minutes to get to an emergency meeting."
I'm supposed to be calling the emergency meetings. Why are you calling them?
What if a ship was attacking us right now?
Well, then
And you didn't
that's
know
why we
about it.
have. That's why we have X2, right?
Wait, are we under attack? Is that why the thing was going off?
No. I was
no.
just calling in. I was just seeing how. I was just checking
I mean,
your
thank-
readiness.
Okay.
I mean, you were fine, Granny. Good on you. Bless your heart, I guess.
What a nice young man you are.
Yeah. Harry. 10 minutes. Really, mate.
I was having a great dream too. He's gonna just walk back to his room.
That's my big event for the trip.
Dread, if there is something serious going on, then just let me know.
Yeah, but you're not the captain. It's not that I don't trust you. It's just that if the captain's not... I'm just saying.
Dread,
I'm not super confident.
Dread, I trust you.
What are you getting at here?
I'm saying the captain's the captain, but the captain's not necessarily the brains of the operation, as there. It's not always the case.
Stop sucking up to him and go back to sleep.
You're not there. God.
He literally said I take a step and I'm back into it.
Oh.
Now Harry closes his door and goes to sleep.
Well,
It's
Look, Mike,
okay,
if
little
you-
droid. The big hairy one made me second in command. So if he fails in his duty, I will be in charge.
Oh, we finally got around to that. Okay. And you just see Dredd tiredly shuffle off to his quarters.
While you sprung her onto me, I gave her co-captain.
There you go.
For a second there, I was like,
H4 just rolls past you as you're going back to your bedroom.
Oh.
He's not heading towards the meeting room. He just rolls past you. He tries. I mean, if you're staying in Umbrid's room, he tries to sleep in your room. If you're staying in Harry's old room, then he still tries to stay in Umbrid's room.
Yep, he's taking Umbrid's room because he thinks of that
As
the
does
captain's
H4. But H4 will. Anytime that you come back to the room when H4 is left alone, he's legitimately doing the 56K modem cry with his head back.
Well, now that sound has filled my ears, you guys are now coming to the end of your hyperspace travels. As you go.
For all the good it will do me, can I try and talk to Granny and figure out what she's about? H4 has to try. It's in his programming. Granny is your designation, is it not?
Yes, it is. It's good to see you again, little droid.
I don't think that applies, but it is good to speak with you. May I ask, is that the only designation you have ever had?
What do you mean?
Have you ever been called anything else other than Granny? It seems to imply progenation. I do not think that was always the case.
No, I don't... I think I'm just Granny.
Is Jonathan your son?
No, And you see she puts her hands on her head. She's like, why are you asking me these questions?
I like you. I have taken an interest in your life. If you had to say, how long has that life been?
Oh, long time. I used to say that I'm as old as my tongue and a little bit older than my teeth. But now I don't have any teeth, so I can't say that.
That will be hard to code into zeros and ones, but I understand. These powers you have you always hit them?
I have powers?
This is not yielding results.
Wow. I'm sorry I can't help you, little droid.
Oh, no, you are very helpful. I intend to continue talking to you throughout the course of our time together. Maybe something will jog your memory. I will play for you and H4 will
Oh, wonderful.
over the course of 2 days just play music that may jog her memory of older times, and using music to like spark memories or try to use music to spark memories. Not that I anticipate it does anything, but that's what he would try. Yeah.
I have read that music is one of the last things people with Alzheimer's remember. It's music from their youth.
I guess up to Granny for whether she recognizes anything, and if it jogs any memories.
You know, I never thought that. I guess it makes sense that music would change through the ages.
There's one
in Star
song
Wars,
that's eternal. It's the Katina song. It's still popular.
Can't be the cantina theme.
It reminds me of last year, and 12 years ago, and 45 years ago.
All right, so does anything come up from Granny, or
I'm gonna.
Paul, if you said anything, I didn't hear you.
That was muted. Don't worry, it was a bad joke.
Thank goodness for the mute button then. But yeah, sorry, Granny.
Yeah, Granny doesn't remember anything of substance, just little anecdotes that are completely meaningless and probably untrue.
Or is marking them all down in his file, regardless of truth or interest.
Okay then. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and as you all approach, you get the signal that it's coming in and kind of are indicated to take some kind of seat as you come out of hyperspace. The blue light begins to shrink back down into very small, like individual little dots all surrounding you throughout the vacuum of space. And off floating in front of you, you see a giant blue planet. It seems to be just covered in various cloud formations all over it. Don't see any indication of any landforms from this far out, but you are still quite a ways out. Pretty quickly on your long-range scanners, you do pick up a blip of some kind of other ship nearby the actual planet of Kamino, but you're not quite close enough to get a proper reading on it.
Alright, R5.
Just bring her in. Do we have a destination, or are we just following this other ship?
Well, I guess we're following this other ship, but does that other ship
Your
have
employer's
close?
ship also drops out very
third
close
ship.
to you, to be clear.
So,
I guess does that?
stay with the client and get as close as we can to the surface before we drop the sub.
Would you like to go invisible or stealthy?
I mean, stealth never hurt anybody. I don't know if this ship has that built in, but
The stealth modification was what you had working on Cascadia. It is not active camouflage. It just kind of scrambles sensors. It makes it harder for you to be detected. It also reduces your ship's capability of scanning external. It kind of just creates a two-way or like a barrier that blocks both directions of probing and signaling and whatnot.
yeah, because I guess the only question would be, would I be able to maneuver the ship on the way in to be as stealthy, and what kind of role that would look like?
I mean, it's just the ship has a hide skill because of if your stealth
there it
is
is,
active, you roll at advantage. That's pretty much it.
Alright.
I'll say we activate the jammers and we just follow our employer in.
Works for me.
Yeah, you get coming in over the comms. You hear your employer's voice / client's voice. All right, so we probably will want to avoid getting too close to whatever the ship is on our system, on my scanners. They can't imagine that anyone else would be out here that would be agreeable to us being here as well. So, fly casual.
You heard her, R5, fly casual.
Duly noted.
All right, go ahead and give me a hide check.
Guidance.
Off the ship.
That'll
you can do
probably
that.
come in handy.
Unless it's something the ship is doing. Is it like a ship roll or a pilot roll?
Put an aptitude.
It's going to be rolled by the pilot, and it's they use the ship's stats. Also, Sam, it's definitely been a couple long rests, so go ahead and re-roll your Vow of Fate thing.
Oh, that was him. 18 for me.
Cool.
Oh,
Good to know.
that did.
So hide check at advantage is 20. I believe you have both potent aptitude and guidance up to add to that, because that's how.
I also
works.
didn't mean for that to be an advantage,
No,
but I
it's
guess
supposed
that
to be
was
an
not
advantage.
shut up on the ship's
I mean,
page.
it's supposed to be at advantage because that's the point of your stealth device. So.
Oh, we do. Wait.
Good job, Jack. You accidentally rolled correctly. Roll the d6s.
Yes, Jack. The whole thing that you guys were having done for the modifications on the ship, on Cascadia, was installing a stealth device.
Good to know. So that is 28 in total.
Yeah, that's you. Very, very hidden. As you begin approaching, give me a somebody other than R5. Give me a scan check off of the ship's stats. This is at disadvantage because of your stealth device.
With guidance.
Do it with guidance. 11.
Actually, just to be clear, for these things going forward, these are both things happening simultaneously, so Granny would only be able to apply that to one of them.
I see.
5.
Yeah, it's both like one of you is scanning while the other is trying to pilot, so.
Good to know.
In this case, even with the +6, it's not enough to actually be able to identify anything. All that you're able to pick up as you're beginning to approach into the atmosphere is that the ship is significantly larger than yours, but it doesn't seem to notice you as you get in closer. And you guys begin to come down through the outer atmosphere. The hull of your ship begins to heat up a little bit as you start to actually re-enter into material air. And there's just begin to be surrounded by clouds everywhere. And lightning starts beginning to strike down all around you. And you feel one big zap hit the ship.
And there you have another thrilling session of Starships and Scoundrels. Remember to subscribe and tune back in next week to see what else may happen to the crew of the Mayday. If you don't want to wait quite that long, go ahead and check out the channel, because we have tons of other videos about RPGs, board games, video games, movies, pretty much everything nerdy under the sun. Thanks as always for watching, and may the Force be with you.
I really thought I'd be happy to see Rickety Cricket.
What?
I just felt really uncomfortable. It's just like, I was just like, oh.
I mean, how uncomfortable would you be meeting Rickety Cricket in real life?
I'm very happy. We just got our official in-universe scapegoat.